welcome to another episode of the Naval Tech Tinker. My name is Mikael Sjöman. I'm here in, kind of southern Sweden, Gothenburg, and I'm working on this 25-ish horsepower electric outboard. So since last time you saw me printing this one, and now I have epoxied that one on. So the idea is that I connect the motor for this kind of hinge that I massively over-engineered. It's like a 600-700 gram block, and I just wanted to see if this worked. No, I'm just kidding. I totally failed that print. I was printing this one overnight, and when I woke up this morning, I was a bit dizzy, so instead of putting ABS onto ABS, I put ASA onto ABS, and yeah, that doesn't really work. So I totally failed this print, but it allows me to test a few things. How does this work? Yeah, if I could have the motor like that, that would be awesome. So, and how is the angle? Well, I think it's almost perfect. The distance, though, for some of these holes could be a little bit more down. So I'll probably have to work a little bit on that. So I have to move them just a little bit down. But yeah, overall, this looks pretty darn neat. So this goes over the boat, then I'll put bolts inside here. I don't know if you can see them. Sorry, I'm always screwing with the light here. But yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to screw on this to the boat. Exactly like normal boat work. You can kind of see the angles, how it's going to look like here. Slightly angled. And when this is done, let's put it on, no, that way. Like this. So it's going to have this kind of neat look coming up. I guess this is how it's mostly going to look like from this upside. Yeah, you can see the... I'm printing this black, and the reason is carbon fiber. I think I really want to put carbon fiber on this, because if you get a carbon fiber look on this one, I think this will just look really neat. White with carbon fiber. I saw that on the mast and it looks really good. But anyways, this works. I think the tolerance is alright, but in one way I'm a little bit happy I didn't print the whole thing, because I can see that the holes inside here in the white one, although I used the same exact diameter and everything from the center to here and the circle around, doesn't fit. So I probably did some mistake there. This is really, really tiny one. I could probably drill it out, but since I have to reprint this, I can correct that. But anyways, I think it's gonna have like a neat kind of Tesla Cybertruck inspired look. That's why I have this kind of thingy up there. And a lot of those shapes are used, diamonds. Yeah, kind of think that just looks a bit fun. And this is massive. I mean, I can't move this shit, even if I tried the hardest I could. And you can kind of see. Let's see if we can get it. No, you can't. See, yeah, it's light. So if I go too close, you can't see. But anyways, it's starting to look cool. I also inside here I'm gonna put ball bearings, so I could test that they fit now also. So you can see kind of this side. This is where a ball bearing would go, and then it will print more. So you can't see the ball bearings. It's just going to be in place, and they're also, if I just remove this, it won't be visible at all. So since I'm carbon fiber skinning this black thing, I need a little bit margin in between here, so I can kind of push the carbon fiber around at least, so it's not visible. I mean the ends of the carbon fiber, and it's kind of tricky. Like, how do I put one side carbon fiber, then everything over? Do I do the whole thing over and then just fold it down? I think it's too much area to just put over and to the sides. I don't know, but I think this is gonna look real cool anyways. It's yeah, I wish I could have put this one up here. Yeah, it kind of wants to fly away, but yeah, you kind of get the look how this is gonna look like. Okay, so before I put any of the carbon fiber on this one, I just wanted to test if this actually works, because I have this big area here and between here, and I want to see, you know, if I could use a big plastic bag, would it actually cover and put everything under pressure? And it for sure does. So yeah, seems like a go. And the plan, I guess, right now is to do one side here first, then the other, because I can't just go around and fold it down to the sides. My carbon fiber isn't that wide. Wish I had a bit wider carbon fiber. These lines won't really do anything. It's I mean, the pressure will be on it. I haven't seen any lines coming from when it happened before, so yeah, that should be okay. So yeah, right now I'm 3D printing the final thing. So let me show you. I have my house. Not that direction. So I'm gonna have to cut a little bit off because the core here in the center that holds the motor and the mast together in a way with wood and carbon fibers. Yeah, this one doesn't get all the way up because I have like a hole here that I want to kind of force myself down here. I mean to the wood and push this whole carbon fiber mass down in tension. Yeah, so I'm doing the top one here. I was thinking, of course I'm going to do carbon fiber, but do I really want the motor house to be warm? No, not really. So I haven't showed this one before. So I have watertight connectors there. I have an anti-spark unit you can see up here with the on and off button that will glow. What more do I have? I have a motor controller inside. And I will have also a DC to DC converter in that box. And over there I will have a small water pump. So this is just hanging loose inside. I just wanted to see if it seems like it still fits, and it does. Kind of tight, but I wanted to make it small by design. So I'm actually, the house around this one, I'm actually going to print this in white ABS. Because I think it actually, this black, white, kind of looks a bit cool. So, before I do anything else, I need to take this off, dry mount it, and see that it works. Haven't done that, so that's my next step. And then wait for the house to print until tomorrow. And then kind of, more or less, the big whole thing is there. The plastic box, I just wanted to show one thing. 3D printing doesn't always go right. And especially when you print in mid-air. So you can see it really nice there. But over there is real bad. So that happens sometimes when you print in air, and I think it's kind of okay. It's not structural, it doesn't hold anything. That wall might have helped a little bit if it became nice, but I think I can live with that. But I don't want it to look like that. And especially here you can also see the bed. ABS is like the hottest glue ever on my bed when I print it like this. Create this pattern. So I'm probably going to sand this up a little bit to get a rugged surface. And then put carbon fiber on it. Because I think it will look kind of cool. Like, yeah, I can. Let's put it in. Wait. Yay, it fits. Haven't tried that yet. So yeah, you can kind of see how it works now. And I have a little bit margin there to put some carbon fiber. Well, the question is if it's enough. Yeah, it looks like enough. Won't take a lot. And actually, it might be even better to have it there. Might sand down the plastic though, over time, but I think I could get that quite decent. And if it doesn't last forever, I don't care. I'll just print another one, a better one. This is a hobby. But yeah, it's gonna look cool. Carbon fiber there against the white, and then carbon fiber on the mast. I think that's gonna look real cool. And from the front, you can kind of now see how it looks like. A little bit Cybertruckish. If you watch this video a lot of years from now, Cybertruck was a Tesla car, if they still exist. But I think it looked kind of cool. So yeah, kind of neat, but terrible there. Luckily it's inside, not outside, so it's not going to show. So ball bearings in that big hole and ball bearings in there to distribute loads, exactly like I do here. And before we move on, we just do need to check that it actually works, and it does. So the bottom one there is just put some screw 12mm straight through. It is really tight. I wish I would have made the holes a little bit bigger. I will change the CAD files for this, so anyone to do in this in the future will just get 0.1 millimeters or more clearance, because getting from one hole to the next, this one kind of wants to dislocate a little bit and just get to an angle, so it gets kind of tough to get through. But I mean, once you set this in a boat and you find your setting, I don't think that you should change this. I mean, once it's good, that's it. I also don't know if that's actually too close to or too far away from each other. Maybe those holes should have been further away. I don't know. I don't care. This works. This is gonna be good. It's almost at a 90-degree angle, I think. Maybe not, but I don't think it really matters. It should go a little bit up, I think, mostly on most boats. So having 1 degree probably doesn't matter. I'll measure it and see if there's a big difference. Anyways, so carbon fiber next on the big one. So before I print 300-400 grams and screw that up, because I always do that, I actually just printed a small part of the middle section of this housing. And I can see that the tolerances here is a bit tight. I'm just going to increase a millimeter on each side, just to make it bigger. I mean, if it's a little bit wobbly, it doesn't really matter. But if it can't go down, that's a big problem. And plastic can expand as it gets warm or cold. I will print it white, not black as here. I just had a black printer on because of this one. So, yeah. I'm also not going to print this with a lot of infill. I don't see the need. And not a lot of walls either. It's mostly aesthetic, and I'm going to paint it with epoxy or something to make it waterproof. So, yeah. It's mostly just for design. So, maybe 2 walls at 0.6. So 0.6 nozzle that prints is 0.6, but it extrudes more, so it's actually 0.72. So the total width here should be 1.44 millimeters, and that should be okay. If you don't add enough infill though, you could get kind of wobbliness on the outside, and that makes it feel very cheap. So maybe I should increase up the infill from 10% to at least 20. So it at least feels solid when you hold it. I don't think I need more walls though. I don't want to add a lot of plastic here unnecessarily. It just adds weight. It has no function except being a waterproofing for rain, and yeah, let's do that. So a millimeter on this side, a millimeter on that side, and then this should be kosher. And up the infill, because that could lead to kind of that when you hold it, it kind of squishes together. So 20% infill most likely. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Just wanted to show how I can kind of, you don't have to print the whole part if you're new to 3D printing and you're starting out. You know, just print the part out in the middle to see if it works. If it works, great. If it doesn't, oops, sorry, I'm getting out of battery here. If it doesn't, just adjust in a 3D drawing and then print the whole thing. Much better than wasting endless of cycles. I have used a lot of cycles on 3D printing here, so yeah, at least 20 kilos I think I've been using until now. For different reasons, I had to remake and redo, and then I changed something, and then I had to redo again, and yeah, it's just how it is. But this kind of a simple way to kind of dry fit things to see that if they work. I mean, it could probably work, but it is tight. Do not like this tight. That's, yeah, a millimeter on each side for sure. I just took this out. Maybe I should have started a few seconds earlier, but yeah, I just want to show how peel play is for those who are new to it. You can literally just pull it off, even though there's epoxy. I'm sorry if I speak like this. I've been a bit cold. Had it cold over the week, so yeah. So just skinned it, and the strength doesn't come from the carbon fiber being over the ABS. It's more that it has shape, and that shape is going to be held together. I'm going to have to trim this. This is not beautiful. It's decent, I guess. Hoping. Doing this with one hand is more tricky than I thought. Let's see if we can get this done here. Okay, so where do we go? This is just sacrificial. Okay, this looks cool. Not perfect, but cool. It's on the side, decent. A little bit flaky out here, but that can be trimmed. And yeah. Let's see here. Here's where I'm most worried. This shape was real hard to do. Okay, we're almost done. And we can kind of look at it. Okay, here's more to trim. It's real hard to kind of skin this. But yeah, what we can see is not great looking.
not bad. I think I can make this work. That doesn't look great, but there was a ton of carbon fiber here, so well, at least it's not air bubbles under. But yeah, here's the tricky part. Yeah, I probably have to cut this. I kind of wanted this strength here because this is kind of a critical point. But that was real hard to do. So yeah, there's many layers of carbon fiber here because yeah, it kind of pulls first one around and then from the inside out and everything. Yeah. Well, I can trim this at least, and it's gonna have some strength. I mean, here it looks okay. It doesn't need to sit perfect either, in a sense, but of course it would be nice if it did. But yeah, this was a real tricky thing to put in carbon fiber. But from the front, I think we can make this look pretty neat. Have to get more epoxy around it, but yeah, looks pretty cool. I guess this is what you're gonna see.
Hi again. So, in this quick stint that I will do, I think I want to create something like this. A carbon tube, but without the steel inside. So, I was thinking, I saw somebody try to create a mast, and they said, you know, put wax. I mean, I'm literally meaning this kind of wax on top of some kind of aluminium tube. And yeah, they kind of built a really thick layer around it. But I just took a burner and I kind of let it drip all over it like this. So it, you know, started building up drips because I didn't have anything to paint it with. And then, I don't know if you can see, but I don't want to have this weird, but if you just use a little bit hot here, it kind of melts and goes even everywhere. So I actually got a really nice, smooth kind of surface with a little bit wax. I just need something thin, but even, so it doesn't really connect well to it. So now I basically have most of it waxed, but yeah, if I add carbon fiber and epoxy to this one, it's probably not going to work. So, to my next trick. Plastic foil! So, this is more like a try, but it's kind of expensive. It's still significant amount of carbon, but I'm probably just going to wrap it in plastic afterwards. And hope that it goes off when I try to pull it off. Otherwise, I'll have a nasty kind of thing here. But the idea is that you have wax, you put the carbon around, you force out the excess epoxy, and then you just put like hot water inside the tube and it just woof, flies off. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I have like 30-40 minutes now, so I'm gonna have to be quite quick. I'm on a lunch right now. So luckily I have my father-in-law making some food for me, so I have like 40 minutes left of my break. Let's try this and see where it goes. So now I have measured up a little, well, 1/3 of hardener and 2/3 of resin, I guess. And we're gonna paint that. It's just gonna be on the borders of this, but it'll be okay. That's gonna be fine. Cool, so let's mix this for like 2-3 minutes, put it on, and then put it on the, what's it called? The pipe. Okay, so let's check this out. This is the carbon fiber tube. I just put plastic around it and I don't know, maybe it will be horrible. Maybe I won't even get this off. But in my previous attempt, I definitely did. So this is going to be an endless long one, but we'll soon see some carbon fiber appearing, I guess. And either it's terrible or it looks great. I'm thinking it could look great. The question is, will I get it off? Oh shit, this one starts releasing. But that looks pretty okay. Let's take it all off. And now I have just sanded down. It's pretty pointy in many places. I sanded it down and just mixed epoxy, 1/3 of that and 2/3 of that, using the
that one to measure the weight. And then I just put very thin layer on. I learned something, it's use thin layers. It just drops. The point here is not to get kind of a perfect look. I just want to get a nice look. So I'll probably sand this down with the 800 grit after the next layer. Put some clear coat over and be done with it. And drill those holes out before I, yeah. But yeah, I got most of the imperfections, the worst imperfections gone. And I think it's still gonna look kind of cool. It's still carbon fiber, real. So yeah, kind of nice look. And while I'm at lunch, I will try to see if I can get this rod that I put carbon fiber on. First I put, what's it called, wax under, melted wax, then plastic, then this, and then this tape that I just pulled very hard against. And yeah, it's having mixed results here. I can see that I can't get this easily off perfect, but yeah, let's see how the final is. Maybe I'll just sand it off. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna walk inside and see if I can get this off and if it's gonna hold up at all. Expensive trial, but I have to try, otherwise I won't learn. Let's see how this works. So yeah, let's run this. I'll be back in a few seconds. Here it is. It's God, it's light. It's ridiculous. I don't know how strong it is, but we're gonna have to test, because I can't have it on my motor if I can't trust it. But yeah, it went really easy off. The wax immediately melted. I mean, just from the hot water through. It was really, really easy. It's kind of nice looking. So a quick sand and then back to work. I have to earn my money for my projects. I've got a lot of things to do today. But yeah, it kind of looks cool, I think. Kind of this rugged look that I got from the tape. Real easy technique. A little bit plastic still inside. I have to pull that out. I don't have to actually. I'll just epoxy coat, quick sanding, and then epoxy to let it rest so that it actually is all over protected. But yeah, really happy with how it looks. It'll be kind of perfect for steering the boat. Cool, huh? See if I can get it. Looks cool, I think. There it is. Let's get the mask off. Yeah, I kind of put it to PVA glue here, or I don't know, PVA plastic. I don't know what plastic it is. And there, so let's see if it strengthens up now. It might have been a little bit too late to add extra, but it makes it looks kind of cool though. So I put the layers going downwards, so that the epoxy will kind of stick there when it tries to move down. Maybe that will make it even more that kind of pattern, but I think that will look neat actually. So don't know if you can get the feeling from the video, but it is kind of cool. Looks really neat. And I have put these on, and I have sanded this. It still has its pattern, but it's lightweight as hell, and it's strong as hell too. I tried to break it, I couldn't. No wonder, carbon fiber. But still, it amazes me how light it was. I mean, this looks real cool because it's, yeah, been done differently. But yeah, this still looks really cool, I think. This kind of pattern. I like it. And I'm gonna crown this off with, let's see if I can do it one hand. There we go. Yeah, I deserve this. 29 degrees Celsius apparently. So let's continue with the one next and connect the motor mount, and then the only thing to do left is to put the top on, connect the electronics, and we can go out and ride. Isn't that cool? So I haven't sanded this yet, if you wonder. I will, and I will use some lac over it also, or clear coat, I guess it's called in English, lac in Swedish. Yeah, but starting to get there. Looking nice.